Hey BC Nation, what is going on? It is Breaded Chicken here, bringing you guys the second day of my community college experience. This is another story time. Also, I'm really sorry that this is kind of late. It's actually a day late because I was actually in the middle of recording this commentary when my dad busted in and started talking about something, so I sort of had to put it off. Either way, we got some Man vs. Machine in the background. This is actually part 2 of that entire gameplay that I started with the first story time. Anyways, let's just get into it. So first off, on my second day of community college, I have classes that happen every Tuesday and Thursday. So the second day was Tuesday, and now today is Thursday, and I go back to these classes. So the first class I have in the morning, which is from 12 to 1:30, is econ. It is economics. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. And that's pretty fun and all, you know, nothing too out of the ordinary there. The guy is pretty funny. He's sort of, you know, you could tell he's smart and he knows what he's doing, and the class doesn't seem like it's gonna, you know, suck that bad. But my second class is actually from 7 to 9 o'clock at night, and that is pretty terrible because around that time, that's when I get sleepy. I get sleepy, and then usually I stay up a little bit longer to get my second win and then stay up for a couple hours. Either way, 7 to 9 o'clock is not a good time for me to have a class, and this is actually my hardest class. This is English 1A. Now that it doesn't sound hard, and it's not supposed to be that hard, but for whatever reason, I got the most difficult teacher at my community college, at least the most difficult teacher in the English department, which kind of sucks a lot, like a lot. So the reason I know why this guy is supposed to be really hard is that my cousin had him and actually had to drop the class, and actually a few people dropped the class because this guy is really intense and he likes his English. Now, the other way I found out was that the teacher told us that he is the hardest teacher. He like sort of bragged about it. He was like, all my other colleagues are so, you know, so light with their grading and, you know, give students essays and stuff like that and don't make them do all this other stuff and learn rhetoric and Shakespeare and how to speak in proper English language and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy is gonna be a little hassle, isn't he? So his name is Marco. He's this short Italian guy. He's about 5 foot, and he has his hair like combed back. He wore actually a blue striped shirt, some blue jeans, and dark brown moccasins. Now I sort of wrote down some notes on this guy because he likes himself a lot, and I just wanted to sort of remember what this guy's going to be about. Now, let me just describe to you one thing that he said, and this is sort of how I thought of him the rest of the entire class period. So at least he wasn't, you know, boring because I was able to stay awake, but I know that that's not going to last for long because he does like to talk a lot. So this is what he actually started the class with. He was talking about how basically the entire United States school system sucks and we are all pawns in this big machine, and he's here to release us from those binds and those shackles. So he's like, I'm God in English teacher form. Then he talked about the book list, like sort of what we have to read and stuff like that, and he says, there's no textbook in this class because I am the textbook. I am your knowledge, alright? You want to come to me and ask something? I am your textbook. I will give you the answers. I am the information you'll be learning in this class. That is why you have to come to class every day, because I am the textbook. If you don't read the textbook, you're going to fail. So that was kind of a little indicator of how much he likes himself. I mean, referring to himself as the textbook, and how crucial his portion, or his role in his class is going to be. But anyways, let me see what else I wrote down here. Oh, he likes to make a lot of metaphors, and his metaphors aren't exactly great. Now, let me just give you an example. When he was talking about how bad the school system is and how we are supposed to, all the students are supposed to be like sponges and Pavlanian dogs. I don't know what a Pavlanian dog is, but apparently he did. And he said we were sponges, Pavlanian dogs, and then something about sports war and the marketplace. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. And then he talked about how technology's bad, how people in the past were so much smarter and stuff like that. Even though like some of the stuff he was talking about didn't make sense at all. Like he was saying, oh, back in the 1900s, it wasn't unfamiliar to see a drill sergeant know 75,000 newly integrated boot camp members, and it was like, what are you talking about? That's impossible. And if this is true, then maybe this guy has a point. But either way, I didn't believe him. And that was pretty much the class. I mean, he was basically talking about how much present day people suck, how he sort of is the connection between present day and the past, and how he's going to teach us how to write in our style, how we can use proper rhetoric, how we can see, think, and speak while writing, and basically do a bunch of other stuff. Now, there are some other things about him that I could talk about, like his laugh. It was like a pig. It was weird. And how he said the word thesaurus. I can't even say thesaurus, but he would call it the thesaurus. And there's some other stuff too, but that is not why this day got crazy. Now, when I'm leaving the classroom, someone calls my name. So I hear, Quinn, hey Quinn, you know, come over here, basically. That I get that little response. And so I look around and I see this old woman. I'm like, who is this old woman? I could tell I knew her from something, but I couldn't really put a finger on it. And so she basically comes up to me and she says, Quinn, are you good at taking notes? And I said, yeah. And then she could tell I was sort of like pondering who she was, and she's like, oh, it's Laura from your bank. And it's this old woman that works at the bank that I go to. I mean, my bank is sort of near an old people's home sort of thing, and she works there. I guess she works there. She gave me her card, and she wrote down her phone number and her email address, her personal phone number and her personal email address in front of everyone, and asked if I could take notes for her on Tuesday because she's going to be gone. And it was the most awkward thing in the world. I like stared at the wall the entire time she did it. I mean, if you're at a community college, all right, you don't get caught, or you don't want to have this assumption on your back that people think you are into old, very old women who work at banks. I mean, it was just, oh man, it was difficult. It was difficult. God damn you, Laura. Making me take notes for you? Making me all embarrassed in front of my colleagues? What is this? Well, I mean, that's the majority of my story, but either way, I've made two friends. Now. We got Ishmael and Laura. We have Ishmael, the guy who likes energy drinks, and Laura, my bank teller. That's great. And yeah, I guess that's my story for day 2. Also, on day 2, my mom's car broke down, which was kind of weird because I was actually driving past her while her car broke down, and then she like yelled at me to like pull over, but I didn't. I just went to class because I had to. So that was kind of weird. Anyways, this story is long over. It's pretty awkward. It's pretty crazy. I'm like still, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like if I write terrible notes for Laura, will she think less of me? And like, we'll never get to go out on a date or anything. Like, I don't even know. And then this Ishmael guy, he's been calling me too much. Maybe he wants to go out on a date. I don't know. It's just really awkward. All right, I don't know. I'm trying to make jokes about it, and it's not really working because either way, they're all really awkward jokes. So I'm Breaded Chicken. Hopefully you guys like this second story time of my second day at community college. I will probably do a video tomorrow just on my first week of community college, like just what I think of it and how I think it's going to be the rest of the year. Anyways, Breaded Chicken, story time. I'll see you guys later.